Sounds like no more Kenny, Shaq, Chuck, and Ernie after next season. What a bummer. Huh? Scott, I will only listen to them. All the other shows are weak at best.
Well, if you only listen to them, how do you know the other shows are weak?
David says they're pretty good. I agree the ESPN show is horrific and unwatchable.
Why? I don't even know who's on the ESPN show.
Well, it changes every year. They don't ever stick with people, it seems like. Stephen A's on it now, and Michael Wilbon's on it. And somebody else is on it, and I'm forgetting who.
Well, you got to have the host.
It's Malika Andrews is the host.
Malika Andrews?
Kendrick Perkins is on it quite a bit as well.
Kendrick Perkins?
That's Perk.
Big Perk.
Big Perk.
The high school teammate of Keena Young.
Correct.
Melody, very sad. Iconic at this point. The ESPN show's pretty much unwatchable.
Really?
Jada Johnson, hey, they had a good run.
Hey.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone picks up most of them. Ernie Johnson has said he's not leaving. He does baseball stuff for him and other sports, and he's been a lifer at Turner. So, but the other guys wouldn't be surprised if they went somewhere together.
Why don't they just create their own show and sell it?
A possibility.
Do their own production company and whatnot.
Is it that big of a deal? Are they that good?
Alex believes not. Small loss. A bigger loss is a league that doesn't have traveling and favors bigger markets.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Minnesota.
Before that, Milwaukee?
No, before that, Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, that's why this is great for the league to have Minnesota win the NBA title on the heels of Denver winning it. That debunks all that. I don't know if it's great for league TV rating-wise, but I don't care about TV rating-wise. TV ratings have never done anything for me. I don't pay attention to them. They don't matter. I watch what I watch. If you don't want to watch it, I don't care. But to me, this would be great because that constant East Coast big market thing, which entails beyond the East Coast, you don't have to hear about it. And it's so cool. It's just shot down. So that's another reason to root for Minnesota.
We're going to have our sixth different champion in 6 years. The title's getting passed around like it hasn't been passed around in decades. So we got to have the same two big markets and dominate. It's grown well beyond that. And that's part of these guys getting broken up at Turner if Turner loses the deal here, which apparently they're about to. The money is going to triple. The ratings were a huge story when the league was teetering and the finals were in prime time, but man, the league has grown well beyond that now. The last contract was enormous, and this is going to be much more enormous, sir.
Good for the league. I don't pay attention to any of that. I don't care who's doing the game as long as I've got it and I can watch it. I don't pay attention to the announcers. I rarely watch Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. What are they going to tell me that I don't already know?
I don't know. I mean, Barkley's going to go off on some weird tangent and try to make people laugh.
But then I'll hear about it the next day if it's that funny.
You can even see stuff years later. This is now people are getting all nostalgic, and you can see stuff on social media, clips from stuff that must have happened 3 years ago, 6 years ago,
I think if I had a different
whatever.
job, I might be into it. But when the game is over, I got to go to bed.
There is that.
Right. So I don't think ever do I watch a post game because I got to go to bed.
Sometimes I watch post games. Pre-games, I
But what are they going to tell you? What's the point of watching
Mostly I watch post-game because they'll do the guys going to the podium and you hear whatever they have to say.
But that has nothing to do with them.
Right. But that keeps me up, and then do they entertain you along the way?
No, because I don't care what they have to say about anything but the Jazz. If it's the Jazz and it's on, then I'll flick over because I can get Thurl and Bowler, Jack, 80 games into the year. I always watch our post-game show because Mike Smith can teach me stuff, and I want to hear what Will Hardy has to say.
Right.
I don't go to bed
until Will Hardy is done speaking.
Yes.
Or until they edit the end of Will Hardy.
Well, whatever they
don't always
air,
run the whole thing, right? Yeah.
Whatever they air of Will Hardy, I want to hear. And that at that point, then I go to bed. I unless I'm sick or something or out of town, I'm not saying every single game, but a high percentage. Once Will is done, I turn it off. And it takes a little time, so I watch Alema and Mike until I get to Thurl.
Right.
I mean, not
And
Thurl.
to Will.
To Will, yeah. Which sometimes includes Thurl until we get to, yeah. So I watch our guys because this is what my paycheck is dependent upon. But the other guys, if they're on that time, they play on that, what's it, TNT? If they're on that station, I'll watch just to get a different
take and hear what they have to say.
Yeah. But other than that, this is no loss for me. But I get for some people it is a loss. Because viewing and listening, Locke taught me this years ago, it's habitual. It's what you do. You get up in the morning, you do this, and this, you turn on this station, whether it's the television or it's the radio on your drive in, and you do the same thing every day. So I get, for a lot of folks, they watch these guys, and it's become part of who you are. It's like how we bonded with Vin Scully for all the folks in Southern California before I was in Arizona because they did Dodger games there, or whoever it might be. Hot Rod, Locke now, you, RSL. When you get a bigger gig, there's going to be so many people who are going to be upset that you're not there talking RSL anymore.
DJ PK.
Which is, I hope it doesn't happen, but we can't keep you forever.
When we come back, Barry Trammell.
I'm figuring another year or so.
Sports columnist for the Tulsa World. Here's a guy who's changed jobs a couple times in the changing media landscape. We'll talk to him about that and the spring football tour on the Oklahoma State Cowboys. That's next. Stay with us.